Okay, we're live.
Nice.
Hello. It's I like this go live. It's you feel like behind the scene. Look, I changed my posture. Hello, my friends. It's very important to go into the light sometimes. I love being in my cave, but I recommend that when you push yourself to be in the light, everything in your mind is gonna change. Like your
Yeah.
posture, your language, your look. How do we look? Hi, Azza, you look great. I
Thank you,
look good
Sarah. You
too.
look great too.
Let's see who's gonna join us today. I'm so happy to have you, Azza. I know your schedule is so busy. Uh, my friend, Azza, she's more than multitasking mom. She's gonna a little bit share some of her personal life, her career, profession. We're gonna make it an informal talk. But before I start, I was yesterday reading some statistics and I was impressed by some numbers. And before I go into the benefits of becoming an mompreneur or thatpreneur, but today, because we have a mom with us,
Yeah.
I want to share some statistics. I want to share this. Look at this number. In 2020, since the start of the crisis, North American companies have reduced headcount the most, 84%, followed by Europe, 67%, and Asia, 59%. Big numbers, right? It's like
Yeah.
it's good to have a look at this. I'm not a big fan of numbers because I believe every single person is a whole world, a whole life, but still it's good to have some indications about what's going around us, right?
Yeah.
So don't let this impact you in a negative way, in the opposite. Let's let this open your mind to other options in life. I have very nice number here. There are 231 million women around the world who started running their own business. That's from a report a statistic done in 2018, 2019 by a Women's Entrepreneurship Report. It's
Wow.
impressive.
It
I
is.
was like, wow, it's a big number. And yes, there are changes taking place in the business field, at the mindset level of how we run our lives, how to live a living. Another very nice statistic as well is 38% of female business owners used cash to start their business. So for me, this indicates how important having her own business, for a woman to come and put cash in that and invest in starting a business. It shows that this is something, a priority, right?
Yeah. They
So
are taking it serious.
exactly. Let's see who is with us. Hello, Era. Thank you for tuning in. Muhammad, Ahlan. Salut. So these numbers, it's good to look around us and see what's going on. Last number also, before I give the floor to Azza, I want to also say very good news for those who live in the States, in Canada, in Switzerland, the US. There are some places where entrepreneurship or starting your own business is more likely to be easier, facilitated by the outside environment. So, and if you are someone who lives in the US or in Canada or Switzerland, so that you should take this into consideration and be sure that the country where you are in is gonna be to your favor to start your
Yeah.
own business. So this is also something interesting to learn, because we all know, especially like me, I'm a Lebanese, coming from Lebanon. It's very hard for any Lebanese living in Lebanon to start a business where the economic situation, the political situation, everything is not stable. So if you are in the US, in Canada, and Switzerland, that's great news for you guys, because we are in an environment that cultivate entrepreneurship.
That's true. I would support that related to Canada. I find they are supporting
Yeah,
especially women and small businesses. Like there is a lot of programs that support business owners or beginners, especially when it's for women as well. That's in Canada. I don't know about the rest, but I believe they are following the same criteria doing this, which is great.
yeah, we're gonna talk now because I wanna do some comparison, because Azza K is originally from Egypt. She is an Egyptian American Canadian lady, and it's good to make a comparison, not detailed, but from your personal experience, how coming to Canada allowed you to dare, or to take the step to start your own business. Because I'm sure this is like a lot of people around the world, they wish to start their own business, they wish to have their own control over their time, but sometimes, yes, we have to be realistic. Our environment is not helpful. Before I move, also, this is the last number, and this is for me amazingly impressive, because I come from the corporate world, and 58% of entrepreneurs work in the corporate world prior to starting their own business. And this is, I can fully understand what's going on here, and I can fully also relate that working with the corporate world is interesting. There is a lot of learning, there is a lot of growth, but definitely after certain years of service and work, there is a need to shift to something that help us grow more, become more aligned with what we love, what we resonate with in life, and also grow like financially in a better way, because we all know that the corporate world is a very rigid system, and the financial income is remain, no matter how the positions or the roles are, it's limited. Like a salary is a
That's
salary.
exactly the word that I wanted to use. Like corporate is good to learn. Of course, we all started somewhere, but there is a limitation in everything, even in your imagination, like your ideas, your innovation. Still, you're limited by the whole big picture. You have to follow certain like rules of the corporate, and limitation in the financial resources. No matter how much you achieve, still you're limited.
Yeah.
But when you have your own business and you become an entrepreneur, there is no limits. There is no limits to your way of thinking. There is no limits to your innovation, to your ideas. You can do whatever you think of, and you can guide yourself which path you want to take. But in the corporate, you have to follow and to be abide to the corporate guidelines, right?
Absolutely. So I call it like you serve the corporate world. Once you start your own business, you serve your own lifestyle, you serve your own melody, because we all have something that makes our heart sing that is different than what we want to work on. Like our profession sometimes can reach a stage where, okay, thank you, enough is enough, let me have more fun, let me do something more fulfilling at the spiritual, at the personal, and at the emotional level. Well, as being a mom of two, and also like you are a teacher, like by profession, maybe you worked for long years, you have already also a full-time job, but also you will tell us your ups and downs. So tell us a little bit, like, how do you find, let's start with the positive thing, how do you feel you're now running all these shows? How do you feel like, when you started your business, and how did you dare to add on your plate?
Well, yeah, things happened like I don't know how to say that, but I mean, at the beginning, it was like a little bit messy, but now things are falling in place. Because at the beginning, yeah, I was full time, but then I thought about the online business, and then something happened in the whole world and impacted my full time employment. So I was able to make decisions about my online business. And now, when I have the choice to go back, I was able to choose to be only part time. And that's because I have my business now to support me a bit. It's not because that my business needs a lot of time. That's why I chose part time. No, it's because that I want to spend more of time with my kids. Because honestly, my online business, it doesn't need a lot of time from me. It actually, like, after I finished the training, it only needs like an hour a day. Some days when I feel like so overwhelmed by other things, I can still take a break from my business and breathe. And I'm working on my own base. Like,
Yeah.
there is no rush. That's a good thing. Like, when it comes to the online business, there is no rush. I don't have any reason to rush myself. I take my time to grow and to learn. And I don't have any targets to hit, anything like that to stress me out. I'm very focused on developing my own personality and my own view to the world, my own mind, my own well-being. So it took me this time, and then they called me back at work, and on that time I decided to go only for part-time, which is a bless, because if I didn't have my online business on the side, I wouldn't been able to take this decision and just choose to work part-time. I would have gone full-time again, and that was very stressful because I had to leave my kids for around 12 hours a day.
Wow.
So I like what happened the first day I was going back to work. My son, it was a very touching question. The way he asked it and the look I saw in his eyes, he was like, "Mom, are you going to leave us again and go back to work for long hours and we won't see you?" I was like, "No, this is not happening anymore." I'm just going for part time. And the reason I go for part time, because I love what I do at the airport. I love the airport vibes and I love traveling and I get benefits. So I'm using all this kind of
Yes.
stuff. So
That's something I like to hear. Like I wrote a lot about it from the perspective of being employed and thinking of starting your own business. A lot of people like ask or go into the dilemma: shall I quit my job and start my business?
no.
And here there are so many points that we have to take into consideration before making this kind of decisions, because depends on what kind of business you're gonna start doing. That's one. To how much saving you can rely on, because starting a business means there are some months without income in the beginning, because building a business takes time. It's not like
Yeah.
just being hired and like you count every 2 weeks you get a paycheck, or 1 month. It depends on where you are living. But also what kind of business, and this is something
Exactly.
I like here to highlight, because entrepreneurship is one of the hardest thing. It's not easy to be an entrepreneur, right? And there are so many kinds of businesses that you can guys do, and you can start building. But for you, why, how, that maybe what pushed you or what encouraged you to do this business is kind of the business that you choose, that we are doing, is that it allows you to keep your job, your kids, and start building your business on the side,
Yeah.
because right, is this?
Yeah, of course. When people think that they have to leave their job to start a business, that's because most probably they are thinking about the regular business or the regular entrepreneurship. Like, having a regular business, of course, they need a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money to start up. So they need to free up their time to do that. However, when it comes to digital business, it's quite the opposite. Like,
Yeah.
we don't need all that. We don't need a lot of time. And that's why I chose to work online, because my issue was the time. I needed time to free time for my kids. I needed free time to be able to travel. I needed to have this kind of flexibility. So I didn't at all think about any regular business, because honestly, from my point of view, I know lots of people will not like what I'm going to say, but I will say it. People who work in regular businesses, they work for the business. They don't make the business work for them. But people who work online, especially with automation, the business is working for them.
Yeah.
So they are not employed for their business. They are not wasting a lot of time and being slaved on the laptop like for 8 hours working, because you can be flexible with the place, but still you're sitting on the laptop for very long hours. And that's the bless of having the automation, which I found on this business model. And that's why I chose it. It allows me to work minimal hours and spend the most of the hours developing myself, my family, and pursuing hobbies and passions that I never had time to do. So that's why I'm advising everyone, if you're considering joining a digital business, look for certain checkpoints. Make sure that it's available. The automation, because you don't want to be sitting on your laptop for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. And the flexibility, of course, all digital business have this flexibility. However, some people think that working from home is a flexibility. No, because some jobs, they don't allow you to work outside Canada, for example. You can't work outside Canada. You can't work, even though you're working on the laptop, you still can't change the place, or you have to work in certain hours from 8 to 5, for example. So these are checkpoints that I wanted to make sure I don't have in this business, and I have the flexibility of time, place, and anywhere in the world I can work. And also I don't have to work too much. I don't have to spend a lot of time on my laptop. So that allowed me to make the shift gradually from being full-time. So you can start when you are full-time, because you don't need too much time for the business. And then eventually you have the choice. If you really love what you're doing still, you can keep it, or you can minimize your hours. Or if you don't like it, you can quit whenever you feel financially competent to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I promised all my beautiful friends and family online to be always like very genuine. I want you, as if you allow, because I know about you some. I know you from the community, and we do a lot of brainstorming sessions together, coaching sessions. I know that there was a lot of struggle in your life when you moved to Canada.
Yes.
And I know that also the perceptions, the judgment, daring to taking decisions. I like you to a little bit because we always go into struggles, but when we find the solution, sometimes we forget that we struggled, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to talk about the pain point before we talk about the beautiful option of being a mompreneur in 2021. So I want you to really be as and you are like tell us with like your beautiful heart how you went through so many ups and downs from the day that you decided to leave your home country and come live in Canada as a mom of two kids.
Yeah, well, I'm open about this. I always share my story in my videos on my page. There is no shame by any means talking about the past and the mistakes that we have done. I love so much to share even the mistakes before the good things, so that people can avoid it. But yeah, moving from Egypt with two kids, and it happened that we had this big move, a big change, cultural gap, stuff like this. And it was at the same time came with the separation. So I became single with the two kids. And when I first came to Canada, I came from a teaching background in a very comfort position. I achieved the high levels in my teaching career. So it was very prestigious, very nice, and life was good. And when I came here, I was like really shocked. I have the language of the country, I'm good, but still I can't find job. Like I have to do jobs that is like everyone is telling you different thing. Like they keep telling you, oh, you have to get the Canadian experience. So how can I get the Canadian? Oh, you need to work in McDonald's, Tim Hortons, sell coffee, work in a coffee shop, do anything that like this kind of jobs. And at the beginning I was very overwhelmed, like why would I do that? Like, well, even I tried sometimes, but it was emotionally hard on me. Okay. So I tried to do this kind of stuff. It was very hard to go to teaching because it's a totally different style. And at the age of 35 or 34, when I came to Canada, it was very hard to adapt to this different style. And I was asked to study for 3 years, and then there is no guaranteed position still. And the system, everything was different. So I was trying on this a little bit. I took 2 exams and I just never get the target, the score they required. Half a mark can let me back. Like it was so disappointing.
Yeah.
And with the kids and everything, I was like, I found myself like jobless, homeless, almost.
Yeah,
Trust me, like I was about to be homeless, but I think that didn't happen. And I was like, so okay, this is Canada. Like I was dreaming of a different lifestyle here, right? So eventually things started to get better. I did my real estate license. I worked in real estate for a bit. I didn't like it that much. I did it because it wasn't even suitable for me. On that time it needed a lot of money and effort, and that was not there. Then I found one job. I worked there for 1 year. I didn't like the atmosphere, the corporate atmosphere. It was very toxic for me, staying in the office like for 8 hours, having micromanagement, this kind of stuff. I never worked in a corporate before. Teaching is totally different, so I couldn't take that. And then my dream on that time was to work for the airlines because I wanted to travel. The only reason, to be honest.
See, and now things are getting together,
Yes.
manifesting, and this is why I want to always highlight that there is always a phase where we go into deep struggle, we feel like we are in a really difficult situation, but we are never in a trap, because unless we are in our mindset, because there are always so many options around us.
Well, I never settled to anything. Like I want to tell you, the first job that I got in the credit bureau was 5 minutes by my home, was double the salary of the airlines. I quit it because I wasn't happy. So that's what I'm telling everyone. If you're not happy where you are, don't settle for this. There are options. Like you can change this, but just don't settle to be in the same place, in the same position where you're not happy.
Exactly. So, with time now, where people and all the researcher who are checking about the business, concepts about making a living, everyone now, money is very important, but suddenly every single person now is realizing more and more that time is more important sometimes than money. Because when you feel like you're stuck somewhere, even if you're well paid, there's no way, like you're not happy, you feel bad, you feel like in a jail. This is like freedom is the most expensive and the most has the highest rank among our priorities. So this is very nice. I read it also, a very nice report done by GoDaddy. And they found out that entrepreneurs favor flexibility 5 times more than the potential to make money. And this is like, I can strongly relate, because for me, I could make money, but definitely not becoming like among the very richest people talking about money. I feel so rich, but let's talk about the bank accounts. But I've always managed to live a decent life, but I was not fulfilled. I was not happy. I was not resonating, with the lifestyle. So, and mompreneur, this is a very nice concept, and I think we are lucky to have the option now to be a mom and an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because we all know that even when we get our kids, but we are still humans. We are still need to feel like we have our personal life, personal interests. We want to feel also that we are growing at a personal level, not changing diapers or feeding bottles or preparing lunch or changing, the bed sheets. This is, I do all this by myself, and I do it with love, but I cannot see myself, and I never ever, I have 3 kids, stayed at home doing just this. Because for me, Sarah, the person, the human, the soul, needs more than, just doing the housekeeping and nurturing my kids. And also I realized, and here I want you to tell me how now your life is better, because setting your own schedule is one of the most important priorities and benefits of being a mompreneur. Is very important. For me, having my son, like maybe I'm not gonna stay 9 hours with my son at home, but receiving him when he comes down from the bus, welcoming him to home is very important to me. I was struggling for years that my kids used to arrive home before I reach home. They have to sit 3 hours by themselves or having a nanny with them until I come in the evening. So setting your own schedule is one of the most important benefits, and it's very valuable for moms. I'm sure moms who are watching here, if you are a mom and you are watching, let us know, how do you feel about having the privilege to set your own schedule?
Well, it's like for me, this is a big point. It's very important because now I don't miss any of my kids' events or occasions. Or trust me, like when I was working full time, and I missed a lot of their milestones. Even their birthday had to be done when the day I'm off. Imagine this, like we had to postpone it like when I have time. So now it's quite different. I spend more time with them. When there's something like we need to do together, we can do it. And I cook more for them, which is I like so much because that makes me feel happy.
Yeah.
And
and this is the second benefit and that you are talking about, and I like here to highlight and you to talk about spending more time with our kids, because when you have job, is you have when you are home, you don't have time to your kids. You need to feed them, you need to clean, to take the grocery, you need to do everything related to their needs, but you can their daily needs, but you don't have time
to give them from your energy to sit and listen to their issues. That's the very important point. Exactly. Sometimes when they come talk to me, when I used to be full-time employed, tired, I was like, okay, I can't listen now. Can you give me time? Because even in the days off, because I was tired, okay, and I was so exhausted, I can't even listen to their complaints or to everything they want to share. I have a teenage girl, and sometimes she wants to talk about nothing, whatever, her own drama. Like I have to listen, but I have to have the energy, because you can't fill from an empty cup. Of course. You can't get from an empty cup. So you have
advantage, I don't know if you agree with me. My kids are getting more and more involved in my business, and I love that because we have so much to talk about. I see them also expanding at the mindset level about how to deal with life, and from the money perspective, from the thinking what they love, what they want to be when they grow up. So I love that interaction when they see their moms working from home. She's available, but also she's busy doing things, working on projects, and that's for me very rich for their minds, for their like daily mom and kids time. Hi, Najwa. Okay, so that's the second. The third is saving money. So saving money when you are a mom and taking money from home so either you're supporting your husband, you're providing to your family, you're contributing, and in addition, that when you have your own business, and you, especially in Canada and USA, we all know, I talked a lot about it, I'm not gonna cover it here, that how much you can cut on your taxes and how much you can really benefit in terms of filing your taxes, growing your savings. And when you go to a job, like for me now, I don't need a car, right? I work from my home. I don't have the, like, I can really abolish a big chunk of money related to buying a car, the maintenance, the insurance, so you can do a lot of savings when you have your own business, especially if you work with a very generous business like the one we do.
That's what I wanted to add. It's not any business that can save you. Actually, some business can drain you.
Yeah.
Having a car and having to pay for this kind of expenses, but it's all about having a digital automated system that can save you all this kind of stuff, really.
Yeah.
And if it's not for my trip to the airport, which I love to do, as of now, I still need to do it and I still love to do it. Maybe I change my mind in the future, and nobody knows, but for now I still need it. I wouldn't have used my car. I would just have like.
Absolutely. I also, when I moved to the States, and when I immediately, like 7 months later, I started my business and working on my own beautiful projects in this business. I did a calculation. If I want to start find a job, okay, I want to put my son, I have at that time 4-year-old son, so I want to put him overtime in a daycare, and we all know how expensive this is I don't know about Canada, but I know in the States it's very expensive. Then I have to buy a car, so this is another expenses. Then I'm gonna have somebody to come and clean and do the work in my house, because when you work in the private sector, so you talk about long hours. Long hours, like the 5 is a joke, because I rarely came 5 at I was 5 at in my house. I usually 6-7 o'clock. So if you do the calculation, so you see how much you can really if you have a good business model, again, because we don't have to pay in our business, we don't have any overhead cost, very little small amount of overhead cost related to some marketing. Other than that, we don't have any overhead costs, which is, in my opinion, very smart and very beneficial for us.
Yeah, that's true.
And the fourth here, I want to this is for me, like, I love it the most, because I talked a little bit about the fulfillment, but when you are a mompreneur, you're gonna be so much enjoying a rewarding career, which is you're gonna create something you love, you're gonna work on projects you love, you're gonna be feeling that you are developing at the self level, at the mind level, at the human level, and you're gonna, I don't know, I feel like you become a better version of a mom than one just staying doing nothing, or being burned a full-time employed mom.
That's true.
So for me, this balance of being an entrepreneur, a mom working on her own business from the comfort of her house, is very amazing balance between the personal, the family, and the fulfillment level.
Yeah, but I want to add something here. It's not only because you're working from home. I know you already, like, talking about Sarah personally, I know you already have the background to guide yourself, to coach yourself, because you're already a life coach. But I'm talking now about a regular woman who never had anything to do with life coaching or reading or developing her own personality. Our business, I personally, it gave me the chance to improve my relationship with myself and with my kids and with my friends, everyone in my life, because it's not only working on how to do business practically, it's also working on your vision to the world around you. your mindset, and your well-being during this business. So eventually, this is improving and developing your personality, and also the relationship between you and everything around you, your business, your kids, your friends, your partner, whatever who are you dealing with. So that's why it's a rewarding business. The other thing, you
And
have
you have a
not.
coach with you and a mentor that gonna support your
Yeah,
journey.
that was my coming point. That you can play different roles and choose which role you like that makes you fulfilled and happy. For me, when I found mentorship and I'm going to be a mentor, I liked it because this is part of my teaching personality. I had always passion for teaching. So when I help people and I mentor them and I guide them, they ask me question and I reply to them and I represent a good model for them, that's part of my like it's fulfilling me. Okay, so that makes it a rewarding career for me too. It's not just like I'm selling something and buy it's done. Like for real estate, for example, for me was missing this rewarding part because it's a very aggressive sales job. Like, so I didn't feel the same
Yeah,
guiding and
that's
educating,
a very
teaching.
good point. Thank you for
Yeah.
adding it. Yeah,
So everyone in this business will find something that they will like and resonate and give them fulfillment back,
absolutely.
because there are different roles you can play in this business and you can
That's
choose
so
which one
precious.
to
Yeah.
focus on,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. That's so precious, and this is why I keep saying I'm not. I personally not someone who can easily be pleased. Honestly.
Yeah,
So
no, no.
for me, like it ticked all boxes, especially this one. As you said, I cannot see myself working like in so many fields or domains. And again, I don't see myself only be a seller
Yeah,
in this business. And I'm so happy to see some what ladies and gentlemen starting and ending up becoming mentors and coaches with time. And this is so good when you feel you're impacting someone's else life and you're helping them to walk in the light of their own energy, like they explore, like me and as now we're working next week, we have a embrace self clarity workshop that we do
yeah.
on the personal
I
level.
can't wait.
So we do a lot of self development work, and because our business allows that, and there is a lot of content related to this provided by the system as well. So that's amazing. Thank you, Hazza, for adding this. So these are the four. I don't know, my dear friends who are watching, what is among the fourth benefit the most important to you, or if there is any other benefit that we missed, or there are so many benefits, but for me these are the most top four benefits that you can enjoy if you choose to be an entrepreneur. You can be a mompreneur or a dadpreneur or just an entrepreneur, but we all know how hard to be a parent. It's the one of the most difficult roles to handle, so it's good to find something that's is compatible and that builds the family instead of breaking the family. And this is was for me very big concern when I had my kids and I had full-time job. I saw myself building the organization where I work,
Yeah,
and my family, my family organization is falling down. I'm counting on the nanny, I'm counting on the driver, I'm counting on everybody is handling my personal things, and I'm in charge of a company who is like just paying me a salary. So for me as well, oh, there's something wrong in the equation. It's not working.
yeah, that's true. Well, I agree with you. I have been there, and I always say like, well, I am the only one who should be there for my kids, not anybody else. Even if I can afford the nanny, I should be there for them. I'm against having somebody else to raise up my kids. And
Absolutely.
I usually had to struggle because of that. I usually felt like guilty when I leave them for long hours, and that was really, really like impacting myself, my emotions towards them. Like I feel like always, like no matter what I do for them, even if I give money or I bring food they love or whatever, I need to be present there for them. And this is very important. And now it's really rewarding for me having this ability. It's a big bless. Like I'm really grateful for that.
I'm so happy to hear that, and I really wish you all the best, Azza. And you are a role model. I really learn a lot from your persistence, from your positive energy, from how you look always at the bright side of things. And again, you went through a lot, and this made you a beautiful person. And you are manifesting all your dreams. You're gonna travel more. You're making more money. You're having more time with your kids, and you're feeling that fulfillment. Okay, so sometimes it takes us longer like than usual, but if you persist, guys, stay true to yourself, you're gonna find this beautiful thing that you are searching for. And always ask. I always come here. For me, social media is to share energy, to exchange energy, and to share stories. So I don't talk about business and business. Just if you resonate with me, with Azza, let's make friends online, because this is the new direction. So right, Azza and I are friends now. We are business partners. We do a lot of work together. She's
Yeah, well, I want to tell you that sometimes through my ads or my posts or my interaction on social media, I get questions non-related to my business. Maybe it's related to the person's business, himself or herself, and I still take from my time to talk and build a relationship.
Yeah.
Although it's not going to benefit my business by any means, but it's a message. And if you learn something, it's good to benefit others with. I believe so. And it comes back to you.
Yeah. And I want to wrap like end this talk. We talked like for 40 minutes. I have to close. Sorry guys for taking that much from your time, but in my opinion there are three top drivers of starting a business. These if you want to add, you add. If you don't believe that, but taking control of your own life is a big priority for I think for any single human person.
Yeah.
Because nobody likes to be dominated by anything like outside than us. And the fulfillment, because this is what keeps us motivated, this is what keeps us waking up in the morning, getting full energy to do the work, to do, to perform at our best. And the finances, because yesterday exactly I talked to a lady and they work hard. There are so many like business options outside, guys. Be aware what to choose. Okay, when we talk here, we talk about our business model, and which is really, in my opinion, ticks a lot of boxes. Because sometimes you go work so hard and then the reward is like very very small, and it's not worth the effort that you make. And or you just start something and you're not sure about the success or the rate of it. So be aware of so many things. As and I would be more than happy to just chat to you, talk to you. And as I keep saying, leverage. We are in the 2021. Internet is the amazing like invention that, in my opinion, can serve our goals in life to the maximum. Use it to your best, make best out of it. And yeah, I'll say bye from my side. As you close.
Yeah, I would just add one thing. I myself tried so many business models online by myself before getting into this business model. So I have huge experience about the difference maybe between different things, and I can share if anyone wants to get an advice or choosing something different online and want to make sure if it's what's the pros and the cons. I think I can share with my experience in that too. I don't mind. And yeah, be careful when you choose your online business, because there is some checkpoints that you need to make sure it's presenting there. Yeah. And I would say bye from my side too. Thanks for listening to us.
Thank you, Azza, for your time. Thank you, my dear online family, for tuning in. And if you're gonna watch the replay, again, another invitation, just talk to us. There's nothing, and if you resonate with someone, go and create this relationship. Just explore, because there are so many beautiful things around us. Just need the mindset to approach it. I love you all. Thank you so much, and see you. Bye.